please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome to the exhibition of stupid people. This is the last time you're going to see this avatar for the year. I hope you've enjoyed it. I thoroughly love it. There is merch with it, link below. We're going to start with Dr. Disrespect, who has made a return to YouTube. Now, he has done incredibly well, viewership-wise, as a streamer again. There have been the odd moments where he has joined a lobby for a game and everyone else has left because it's him. Something about his return though that's important to note, he was removed as a partner of the YouTube program, the monetization system, right? So he has applied to be remonetized. In the interim, he has received vast amounts of donations to offset, no doubt, the expenses for this. Congratulations to you, Dr. Disrespect. The process to get remonetized can take up to 60 days upon applying to monetize your channel again. Eligibility is important and meeting certain criteria is key. For the sake of it, Dr. Disrespect meets those criteria. He does. That cannot be refuted. YouTube demonetized him because of optics, and they have in the past stepped in to do that. Other creators, Shane Dawson is a great example of it. Well, YouTube have come to a decision on this matter, and have denied his request to be monetized. What does this mean for Dr. Disrespect? It means that for another 60 days, all of Dr. Disrespect's content is free. There are no memberships, there is no ads, no super chats, no avenue of monetary gain for Dr. Disrespect, but there is for YouTube, because as is well known, if you're not a part of the program and you see an ad on your video, but you're not monetized, it's alright. YouTube put ads on it for themselves anyway. Considering the views he is generating, don't be surprised if that is in fact going into full effect for the Merry Meggy month of Moistmas. Now, the doc has responded to this directly on his streams. I'm going to play that clip now.
Actually, champs, unfortunately, they pushed it back another 60 days. Believe it or not. They waited to the very last second last night to tell us we're going to extend just for another 60 days, and then you'll be eligible to reapply, and we'll review the application. But you know what, champs? Okay, then let's wait another 60 days.
Much in the way of criticism that he has received because of this decision is invariably directed at the part where he made a very weird play to out the fake friends and the journalists with his claims of, it's just a joke, bruh. He faked everything to highlight discrepancies. That play, whether you believe him or not, you cannot deny, is one of the dumbest apparent big brain moves you could pull, because it now directly adversely impacts you for at least another 2 months. And the amusing part for that is, I mentioned the month of Merry Meggy Moistmas because December is the best month. The best month for Doc to be Doc would be December, unless he intends to stream on an alternative platform and get monetized instantly, but it's equally likely if he went to Kick or Rumble, he'd be bullied there anyway. His only option is YouTube, and short of receiving donations directly from his fans, the Champions Club, he is unlikely to make much compared to what he would have made had he not pulled this rather peculiar play out of his hat. So I guess we're beginning with the fact that Dr. Disrespect is demonetized for another 2 months. Congratulations, by the way, Guy Beam. You deserve it. You've earned it, champ. Moving on from that, I have some absolutely fantabulous news to share. The breakdancing extraordinaire who got no points at the Paris Olympics, the same one who didn't deserve to be there, yet somehow ranked number 1, can't breakdance to save their life, put on an interpretive dance display that was beyond embarrassing, even by gymnastic standards. Rachel Gunn that is, has announced they will be retiring from competition, citing the viral response to her performance at the Paris Olympics. This 37-year-old university lecturer said that she initially planned to compete and keep competing, but the saga had been so upsetting she changed her mind. Quote, I just didn't have any control over how people saw me or who I was. I was going to keep competing, for sure, but that seems really difficult for me to do now. It's because you bought your way up to the Olympics. Took it away from people who actually could do it. I think the level of scrutiny that's going to be there, and people will be filming, and it will go online. We live in 2024, bish. There have been many things of late that have sparked interest and led to questions, but Renaissance your career? No. No, go back to teaching. Hell, you're a jazz dancer. Why don't you do that instead? Or practice the following phrase. Would you like fries with that? Just in case you need a backup. And no, don't do OnlyFans, because no one will pay for it. Your legacy as a breakdancer leads to a rather interesting discussion because at the LA Games in 2028, breakdancing is not going to feature. The discussion, though, because it was included in 2024, was whether it should have been included in the first place due to the creative nature of the genre, which doesn't necessarily suit organised competition. I personally don't think it should have, but that's because of gymnastics. This falls within that bracket with the mobility aspect. And just to be clear, much like breakdancing, I couldn't care less about gymnastics. But Raygun retiring from competition is a good thing, because then those that were deprived the chance to go and represent their nation can now have a chance to represent their country in a different way, in different competitions. Because you've taken it from them, the chance to go, and your performance was so bad, it's not going to be returned. I did cover this in an earlier EOSP, where I showed you doing some freestyle moves on tarmac. It was pretty bad. You just did the arms to side, like crisscrossy thing with your legs and skipped about a bit. You didn't do what most people consider breakdancing. Now, just to segue briefly, I want to include an honourable mention, because I don't really understand the circumstance of it. I've seen a lot of videos do their rounds on social media for the better part of 2 months, showing Frankie Valli on stage with backing singers, talking about, singing about, but it's the singing that matters. When he talks. Not that you could see anything from his face that would indicate he is interested in what he's doing. He's 90 years old, his face is checked out, as has the rest of him. He's lip-syncing all his stuff when he sings. He looks almost animatronic, so I don't quite understand why he's still doing it, but at the same time I find it commendable that he is, if he's willing to do it, willingly that is, right? Give to your fans for as long as you can. It's a great mentality. There are some times, though, where you really should consider elder ABUSE and letting the guy have a good long rest. Something which he himself has mentioned while on stage.
I think I need a rest. Are you understand?
While we're in the ballpark of TikToks, I'm now going to insert a couple rather dumb trends. One is called the Balkan breakfast. Now this is a bit of a meme really. Basically, quantity. It allows a lot of those creators on that platform to do some ASMR with raw fruit and vegetables. Lots of crunching, lots of popping sounds, stuffing their faces, basically a mukbang, right? The thing is, what you're seeing on the screen is not a Balkan breakfast. It's just a large amount of food. This trend latches onto a few other things. The primal aspect of not using cutlery, barely ever coming up for air, eating a fair amount of cheese and bread. Along with the vegetables, yes. I don't care for these kind of trends for a few reasons. One, it is not monetarily feasible for a whole lot of people who function on less, right? It is wasteful, that can't be denied. Also, and this is me more being critical of the style, it's all well and good eating fruits and vegetables raw, that's completely fine. But unless you're trying to mimic a vegetarian Liver King, to me, it's wasteful when you can make so much out of it. You've just got an entire charcuterie board full of ingredients that could be turned into something much more delicious, right? Oh, but think of the combinations, they're unlimited. Shut up. And on the subject of food, there is a other trend. It's been going on for a while where these guys get this pot full of chili powder of some kind. It looks like turmeric, okay? Or it's that curry sauce you get from like the Chinese takeaway. Yeah, that one. And they take the powder and they mimic it going into their mouth but not eating it. And then they say, but if I get this number of galaxies, I'll eat it. Well, while scrolling through cats and dog videos, because that's what I prefer, most of them are disappearing now, though I'm a bit disappointed. To be replaced by something else I'll get to in a moment, I'm instead getting this. This guy put out a video talking about the mystery worm or grub. Here's the video.
Welcome ever to one ever to win. Siyempre, we have a mystery worm. This is the only one, these are only different worm. Yes. These are mystery worm.
I went to his live and he had a goal. To eat one of those grubs, he had to get 30 galaxies. Galaxies aren't cheap. 30 of them is a lot of money to throw down. It really is. Just to get him to eat one grub. Are you kidding? tell me you're desperate to rip off your audience without telling me you're desperate to rip off your audience. And if you notice in the top corner, he was pulling in decent numbers. But it was a lot of people telling him, how many galaxies again? This kind of nonsense to me does my head in. I don't care if you eat the worm or not. Once you've done it once, to be honest, people aren't going to be interested in seeing it again. It's a one-trick pony. But these kind of grifts are quite common on TikTok. I'll add to that the QVC sellers. The one who sell tat. Take, for example, this guy.
Got the new COD? You want something that may help improve your accuracy? Then you want to check out these performance thumbsticks. Apparently just click straight onto your controller easily, so let's give it a go. Well, that literally took seconds. So apparently the extra height can help give you more accuracy.
I have no issue with you as a creator doing whatever you think is best for business for you. However, a lot of the stuff that is sold on TikTok is just low quality, lesser than Temu, AliExpress, Wish and all the other places that do the cheaper quality stuff, right? It's lesser quality, or it's stuff that's about to go out of date. I find this to be really annoying because I'm seeing more and more of these sellers, influencer types, and I don't care for it. I don't know why it's being pushed more in my algorithm when I only like animal videos. Usually the dub stuff is even better. But apparently that's what it's becoming, and I find it exhausting. It's either that, or it's the same live streamers either promoting their boobs, or with barely any viewers at all, and they're just sat there staring at their chat waiting for someone to have a conversation with them. But when they do have a conversation with them, they just stare at it and ignore it. Yes, I've paid a bit of attention. I don't care for lazy content spoken unironically from a guy who's using a still image for an avatar today. I expect high energy. I was going to play some videos of responses to the recent US election, by the way, but I don't want to upset anyone. I'll save that for Rumble later. There was one other type of seller I wanted to highlight, and it actually absolutely showed a nature on TikTok when it comes to validation in the form of a device. This device.
If I knew about this sooner, I would have had my lives popping. This is an automatic liking machine. You pop on your phone for when you're doing live streams and it will tap your screen for you at 100 likes per second. That's not crazy enough. I'm going to do a live demonstration for you now. I've got a random person on live here and I'm going to tap their screen for them and show you how it works. Look, if you look in the top here, it's doing 100 likes per second on a live stream, some random person just helping them out. So if you want to get one of these tappers and you want to help people out randomly, get it in the link down here. They're very, very cheap, but they are selling out, so be quick.
If you are so desperate for clicks to get people to like your live streams, if you're that desperate that you have to have an auto clicker on the screen to get those numbers up, which inflates them way beyond the realm of what is normal, it just shows you are very desperate for attention. Might I recommend you go fix the relationship with your parents and ask for a goddamn cuddle? It's not overly difficult, but it does mean that one of your prides is going to need shelving. The one that has the arrogance is the one. You need to stop being so full of yourself as well. And by the way, anyone that buys something like that, you are sad. What tickles me more is TikTok had claimed to have done something about those devices by limiting the amount of likes you can do within a certain time frame. If someone's able to like your live 100 times a second, something isn't right. That doesn't make your live pop, and if that's how you make your live pop, it's not a live worth having. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned and think one is enough. Maybe I'm getting too old for this.